No microphone or anything. Coach Johnson, what are you, when you look at film of Ole Miss, what are your concerns about the Ole Miss football team?
Well, I think there are a lot of concerns. I mean, certainly, if you just start offensively, they've got a lot of weapons. I think that they've got a very good receiving corps. Their quarterback has been really, really good at times, and when he's on, he's probably as good as anybody. They've got good stable running backs, big offensive line, and then you flip over to the defensive side, and you know, they've got some young players that just jump off the screen at you. Very athletic. They play hard. So it's you know, it's a challenge to try to put together a plan to slow them down on one side and try to attack them a little bit on the other. But they're a very good football team.
Coach Johnson, how important is it to get your running game going early?
Well, it's important to get our running game going. If we can't run the ball, we're going to struggle. You know, that's what we do. And so if we can't run, it's going to be a long day for us. Now, it's all relative into what you consider going. Certainly, if we feel like there's some things that we can take advantage of in other areas, we'll try to do that. But that's who we are.
Coach Johnson, what type of advantage do you think it has been for Ole Miss preparation to have Dave Womack on staff?
You know, I don't know. I think that clearly he was in our program for a couple of years. He knows how we do things. He played against us. We played against him too. So, you know, it's tit for tat. See when the game starts, I guess. But probably more of an advantage than somebody who hadn't been around. And we've got a lot of respect for Dave. I've got a lot of respect for Dave. I mean, he's a good football coach.
Hugh, along the same lines, how important has it been to have Dave these last 3 years?
Well, my first comment would be, you know, to have him at Arkansas State and then at Ole Miss has been invaluable for me. Somebody I have great trust in. That it's no secret that I spend a lot of time in the other room. So with that in mind, you certainly need someone that you trust will put a sound plan together, and that you have great understanding of how he's going to do things and why he's doing things, but that you have trust that it's going to be done the right way, and because you're not in there for everything on the initial ground level and preparing for a game. For me, that's who I am. And I think his experience and his demeanor fits with me. I'm a little high-strung at times. He's very calm and can handle those times that I'm like that. And I just think his experience and the way he leads the coaching staff there and the kids has been extremely valuable to me. Having him for this game in particular is of value, but my first comment to somebody that said that was, well, Coach Johnson went against him too a lot, so I think I think that kind of just is an even wash.
Hugh, who will get Jamez's reps at plays at receiver? What will that rotation look like?
Well, you know, Dante and Laquan are certainly going to get their share depending on what personnel that we're in, and then Vince with his injury, we're not certain, you know, exactly where he's going to be. He's going to try to practice some today. We won't be real sure, but that's who would initially get it. If not, you're looking at Quincy and Collins and Cody Core, kind of a mixture, but we're still a little unsure about exactly who's going to be able to go.
What are your concerns with Georgia Tech? You said,
Well, preparing for them is a whole other animal. From what we've seen this year, we didn't have anyone on the schedule that's remotely similar to them offensively, so it's a great challenge. And even though we've had extra time, and I think that our kids have done as good a job trying to prepare us as we can, there's no way we can simulate the speed at which they do it. So hopefully our plan is sound, and that we can adjust to the speed of the game before too much damage is done. If you watch them, they're very good at jumping out on top because of how well they do what they do. So I think that's going to be a very important factor in it, is how fast can we adjust to the speed at which they do it. And you know, he has answers. He has answers to how you want to fit things, and we've got to try to do things several different ways, but that presents a challenge too. Kid gets his eyes in the wrong place and they make you pay. So it's been a great challenge defensively. They remind me a lot of some of the teams we played. Very, very sound, make you earn every point you get, give up very few big plays, and have a tremendous pass rusher that gives you problems, and they stop the run, which those are the teams that we've struggled with this year, the teams that have been able to stop a run, and then, I don't like to get into throwing it every down mentality, so I think it'll be important to watch how we're able to run the football also.